Hello everyone, remind you that we have a women's class today at 10:30 a.m. here at the shul. When it comes to the sin of Moshe and Aaron, if we can call it the sin, because not according to all commentaries it's not necessarily, but we're talking about the story of Miriam where they go ahead and hit the rock, or Moshe hits the rock again to get the water forth. So just want to bring out an obvious point, but it's something that we don't necessarily think about when it comes to our own fulfillment of mitzvos. After Moshe goes and hits it, water comes forth. Vayomer Shema Moshe Aaron Ya'an lo ha'amantam bi lakdisheni le'enei b'nei Yisrael. Because of the fact that you did not ha'amantam bi, which means you did not have emunah, something like to that extent, bi, or did not develop emunah from others within me, lakdisheni le'enei b'nei Yisrael, to sanctify me in front of the eyes of b'nei Yisrael. Therefore, you're not going to be able to bring this people into the land that I have given them. So, just to look at one aspect of this pasuk over here, the pasuk tells us, Ya'an lo ha'amantem bi, because you didn't believe in me. That's our literal translation, how we usually translate it. La'aktisheni le'nei b'nei Yisrael. What does that mean? You didn't believe in me. I gave you a command, and you didn't follow that command to sanctify me amongst b'nei Yisrael. Which means that if a person actually does the command that is commanded by Hashem, and that's in front of public, which we know the Rambam tells us from the Gemara, that there are, in order to make a kiddush Hashem barabim, that's in front of 10 Jews. So, Ya'an lo ha'amantam bi is telling us the opposite. The message for us is, if we are able to fulfill what Hashem's command is, meaning you have a halacha, you're able to fulfill it, that's in front of 10 people, you have created the world of kiddush Hashem. That's the first thing. Number one, kiddush Hashem in public is something that you've done because of simply the fact that you have done Hashem's will. And so that's why it's interesting when you see sometimes people get embarrassed to fulfill a particular mitzvah in public. What are people going to say? What are other people going to say? The answer is, whatever they're going to say doesn't matter. You have the opportunity to make a kiddush Hashem. There's nothing greater than you making a kiddush Hashem in public. And the obvious is, Ya'an lo ha'amantam bi lakdisheni le'nei b'nei Yisrael, is that the simple meaning is that whenever we are able to fulfill Hashem's word, and that means whether public or not public, that is what's called kiddush Hashem. Okay, so every time you're able to fulfill a mitzvah and you're able to fulfill it properly, you are sanctifying Hashem's name. Which means whether it's in business, whether it's in Torah, whatever the thing a person is doing, if you can take that idea and just realize for yourselves that, you know what, at this moment I just sanctified Hashem's name because I did my business dealings properly, that is a tremendous kiddush Hashem. So therefore we're filled with these opportunities throughout our days to be able to make sure that whatever we're doing, it is for the sake of Hashem, and that itself is a kiddush Hashem. Rabbi Nachi Klein,